Update. After 3 days of staying at home and feeling sick to my stomach with nervousness about this, I finally told Sarah late last night after my last post. Thank you so much you/own crew 3394, because that post gave me the push to spill my guts. As embarrassing as it is, I cried from beginning to end telling Sarah and pretty much told her I don't want to live without her. She held my hands in bed and patiently listened about how I recognized Lauren, remembered our night, and how seeing that kid mentally broke me because I saw my future with Sarah jeopardized as soon as I saw him. She told me she's upset I didn't tell her as soon as we left her parents' place, and to never keep something like this from her again, but she understood I was scared. She said she's not leaving me because I never betrayed her in the last 3 years we've been together, and we'll figure this out too. And she said she'll reach out to Lauren herself and figure out what's going on because she's been with her husband for 10 years now, and if she's my ONS from years ago, she definitely cheated. We then had an even more uncomfortable about the type of things I've done in my past, and wanted to know if there's any more surprises she needs to be ready for. Said she knows I was promiscuous and a bit of a reckless idiot, but we kind of swept everything under the rug when we got together because we both agreed we wanted a fresh start. And after this fiasco, that might have been a bad idea, so she wants to know everything in detail now, but we can have that talk another time. I don't feel great about this, but I'll deal with this hurdle when it comes up. Sarah has been home with me, trying to get in touch with Lauren since morning, and has been getting completely stonewalled. Finally, Lauren texted her to please just let it go. Sarah asked her again if they could just have a quick chat, or even if text is okay, but Lauren insisted to just let it go please. I'm guessing Lauren realized I told Sarah everything. We don't know how to proceed from here on out. We're deciding to just respect her wishes and not pursue this further. Lauren also just changed her response to our wedding invite to a no-show. Sarah is kind of upset by this, but honestly I'm fine with this outcome. We always planned to leave the US in a few years anyway. I got a lot of messages asking me to just shut up, and I was honestly ready to go that route, but I think the worry was actually physically making me sick. Anyway, thanks everyone for the advice, much appreciated. Relevant comments. Commenter, now you are thinking about this correctly. What is best for everyone involved? You have competing moral imperatives here, the right of the father to know the truth and the well-being of the child, not in the sense you are responsible for the kid, but in the sense that you know your choice will affect the kid. I do not know what is right to do here, but you are not wrong to think that the kid having a better life if you never say anything is a relevant consideration. Does it outweigh the husband's right to know? Not sure. But ignore everyone telling you this is such an obvious decision, because the father's right to know is clearly the only relevant factor, and he is that kid's father, although he would also have the right to stop being so if he found out the truth. The best case scenario for the kid is that no one else ever finds out. Trying to achieve that best case scenario is a reasonable option. OP, thank you for your post. This is how we're trying to look at it too. Terrible situation, but trying to make our decision with the kid's best interest in mind. Commenter, you will drop a nuclear bomb, and literally life-defining moment, on this kid if you ever bring this up to the husband. Don't listen to any of these posts telling you to do this. It's beyond selfish and moronic. In fact, it will cause a complete family implosion, an extended family implosion too. Sarah's parents will never look at you the same. Last thing you need is to expose all of this over a hunch you think this child is yours. Reddit seems really interested in you blowing up multiple families and a kid's life over a hunch. I'm going to break it down for you. You don't know that you're the father. You're just thinking you might be. In reality, you don't know that yet. This is 100% on Lauren. You did your part, Sarah now knows. There's no secrets between you, and she can use this information how she sees fit. Lauren's relationship with her child is her business. Maybe she feels she needs to find out, maybe she doesn't. It's not your role to interject. You are not this kid's dad. You don't even know him. Reddit is giving you horrendous advice. Don't take it. Can you imagine if you brought this up to her husband? He leaves because he thinks you're telling the truth. Kid is shattered because dad isn't in his life anymore. Not to mention Sarah's family hates you for this, only for it to come out later that you are not the father. You did the right thing telling Sarah. Lauren wants to bury the hatchet, and if Sarah wants to do this as well, then let it be. Do not confront anyone over this. You don't have all the facts, even though you think you do. All you know right now is that Lauren cheated on her husband with you roughly 6 years ago. What you don't know is if that child is yours. Don't assume that you do. OOP, this is how Sarah and I are seeing the situation too. Comments from OOP. Comment 1, and honestly maybe it's possible Lauren's husband knows she strayed, and they moved past it and she doesn't want to revisit. She didn't really want to talk to us, so we don't know. I'm trying to move past this situation without hurting anyone. Comment 2, I agree the situation is messed up and I would like to know if my partner ever cheated. But the fact of the matter is this will likely destroy an otherwise happy family. Both Lauren and her husband are incredibly successful in their fields and live in an affluent area and can provide the best life for the kid. While Sarah and I are still building our careers and about to begin our own lives. And people have been asking whether I care about the kid. Yes, of course I do. I saw myself when I saw him. But I don't even know him. I'm okay with not being in his life, and if I'm the future he somehow finds out and decides to find me, we can deal with it then. But right now I'm fine staying at a distance and seeing him through Facebook pics and starting my life with Sarah. Hope that didn't come off as heartless, but I'm truly thinking about what's best for him. I didn't pressure her. I requested it and pulled up my phone and showed her my latest blood work. Medical labs email you your results these days. She said she was clean too, and that's it. Hugely irresponsible and stupid on my part, but I was a different person back then. Final update. I've had literally dozens of people messaging me asking for an update. Sarah and Lauren have been texting since my last update. Mostly Lauren apologizing because she won't be coming to our wedding. She also sent us some wedding and Christmas gifts, which was very sweet of her. Sarah didn't really push her for answers, but left an open invitation to talk whenever Lauren felt comfortable. Few days before Christmas, Lauren FaceTimed Sarah and told her everything. Her and her husband were going through a rough patch in their wedding at the time. He had an emotional affair with a coworker, and they were separated for a few weeks before reconciling. Lauren met me early on during the separation when we had our one-night stand. She told Sarah I'm the only one she ever hooked up with during this separation. Soon after she realized she was pregnant, she reconciled with her husband. They had been trying with no luck, so just decided to raise the child as their own. Lauren said she's told her husband, and it's caused some turmoil in their marriage, and they're working through it now. He knew about this nameless, faceless man, but seeing me in the flesh, and knowing after the fact that I'm the one guy has been a bit traumatic for him, and he's feeling very insecure. So unfortunately, he never wants us to ever interact or be in the same room again. I was listening right out of view from the camera, but I couldn't help but ask Lauren if this means I can never see the boy. She just said she was sorry. She told Sarah she'll talk to her later, and that was it. They've still been texting, and it seems Lauren and her husband will be okay with some time. Now we have to always coordinate that we're not coming to family events at the same time. Sarah and Lauren have already made plans to meet themselves though. As far as Sarah and I, we're doing okay. We had one pretty bad fight a few days after the last post went up. She wanted to know in excruciating detail everything about the type of guy I was before. Honestly felt like a CIA interrogation at one point. She cried and told me she wished she fell in love with someone else, which hurt a lot. She apologized the next morning, and we've been doing a lot better now. I think we're stronger now, in fact, now that she knows everything. I'm also never ever doing that ancestry testing services all these companies do. I've also gotten a much better paying job that's fully remote. Sarah will talk with her boss to see how she can convert to full remote as well, which we think is possible. We might be leaving sooner than we thought. That's it. Thanks everyone that provided advice, especially after the first post. TLDR. Had a-ons with future fiancé's cousin resulting in her pregnancy. She wasn't cheating. Fiancé and I are okay, her cousin and husband are working through it. I don't think I can ever see the child. We are going to move away.